American Idol alum Jack Blocker gets real about the ups and downs of life after the show, exclusive. An impressed Luke Bryan compared Blocker to a young Paul Simon, but fellow judges Katy Perry and Lionel Richie voted not to send the 25-year-old Dallas native and Nashville transplant through to Hollywood. Outraged, Bryan demanded the Idol crew weigh in, a first in the show's two-decade run, and nearly everyone in the room raised their hands in support of advancing Blocker to the next round. And so, Richie agreed to change his vote. By the end of season 22, Perry came around to Blocker too, even performing a duet with him during the finale. He finished in third place and returned home to his quiet life in Tennessee, where he began working on new music. The country singer booked small gigs to keep his name out there, oftentimes driving for hours from city to city in a Toyota 4Runner on its last legs. But Blocker, now 27, doesn't fault American Idol for not making him the next Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood. "I don't think Idol ever advertises that you're going to leave with a career," he exclusively tells Us Weekly. "I think they advertise that you're going to leave with more opportunity than you walked in with. And I think that is very true. However far you get on the show, it's more than what you walked in with." In fact, Blocker says he fully expected to have to put in the work on his own. "It's tough sometimes to come from the show and then you go to play for 20 people in Iowa. The magnitude of it is so stark. But if music is the goal, then all of that is just part of it. I don't think Idol doesn't hold up their end of the deal at all. I think they do exactly what they advertise. And they're really awesome at it, and they're so kind afterward, and they want to help out artists, but at the end of the day, an artist has to do their job. And Blocker is doing just that." On Friday, September 12th, he will release his debut album, The Land on Most High, which includes tunes about the ups and downs of the music industry. He sings about turning honest songs to honest wage on changing all the time and finds himself blowing most of his concert proceeds on his mortgage, gas, and motels on $100 bill. The financial side can definitely be frustrating. The social media side can be frustrating, he acknowledges to Us. "It's so easy to compare yourself to your peers and be your own worst critic. And that can be good sometimes, and that can also get you in a hole emotionally that's not healthy. But ultimately, I love the journey, and I think the journey is part of what makes a career flourish." In some ways, Blocker thinks singing is no different than playing football. If you're an athlete and your goal is to win a Super Bowl, the amount of frustration that goes into the practices, the training camps, losing, all that stuff, I kind of equate it to that. It's a lot of waiting, it's a lot of patience, a lot of work that nobody sees. And I think why I feel so confident in what I'm doing is because I love all of that stuff. I find a lot of fulfillment in just the day-to-day of it. The Land on Most High also pays homage to Blocker's Texas roots as well as his wife, Georgia, who gave birth to their first child, a daughter named June, earlier this month. "I took away a lot of gratitude for home and where I grew up and the people I grew up around. That's kind of what the whole album is about," he notes. "I was sort of stirring on that over the last 18 months, and that's the heart behind a lot of these songs. And so just listening back to it makes me feel warm memories about family and about buddies and about funny stories and about my wife and all that, and so that's what I take away from it personally."